What screams, "I'm a loser"? Screaming at retail workers. I don't understand people who shout at waiters who serve the food if there is something wrong with it, or retail workers about their company policy. You're literally venting at a person who is doing their job and can't change anything. Save your breath and time. It's always nice when other customers call the rude ones out though, since we can't really say anything without getting in trouble. I worked at Best Buy a few years ago and got screamed at for the line being too long. The next customer in line told their friend, "Man, there sure are some impatient people in this store." Loud enough for the rude person to hear. It made my day. Insulting other people in order to feel better about yourself. To speak ill of another is simply a dishonest way of praising oneself, or at least a roundabout way of insulting the parts of ourselves we hate. After you're 25 or so, I don't care how cool you were in high school. If you intend to let your high school stories speak for you as an adult, I intend to let that shape my opinion of you. Editing to say that it's absolutely fine to reminisce, particularly with old friends. I think it's different entirely when your high school days are the only thing you talk about, especially with people who didn't know you then. This is a great answer. I got two friends who speak and act like they are still 16 even though we're all 30 now. I fucked like 10 beep bro. Or I can't believe I drove that far beep wasted like that. Those things that used to sound cool, now sound so pathetic. I am 19. Those sound pathetic now. Edit word. When they're losing a debate and start name calling. I think that says, I am a loser. When my mom is losing an argument with me or my siblings, she just goes, "Stop talking, that beat me off," and it can go from a civil argument to actual yelling in an instant. Every time she says that, it means you've won. Enjoy that. Being rude to service workers, especially when you know they aren't being paid enough to deal with your entitled asterisk asterisk asterisk. I worked in a call center for a large cell phone provider. Some lady went way over on minutes and got a massive fee. I couldn't give her a discount and she scoffed and said, "I know how much you people get paid." I still don't understand that comment. Like, how is my pay going to affect your bill? To give her a discount would have required manager's approval, and there was no way the manager would have approved it. Every now and then I'll get someone who takes it to that level, how much I get paid or how much the store is making. I'm like, duh, FUQ. That has nothing to do with your situation. This past weekend, I had a guy not buy an item because, and I quote, "You guys probably make more money on this." So he ended up buying a different, more expensive item. Wanna know the kicker? The item he ended up purchasing made us more money. People are fools sometimes. If she has her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead, musical notes. Well, the years stop coming and they don't stop coming. And they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. Anytime your personality is based around one specific thing. Common examples include weed, being a mom, lifting weights. Edit. PSA. Unclench your jaw. Release the stress from your shoulders and neck. Take 3 deep breaths. Everything will be okay. Those 3 would make a bad asterisk 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 combination. Takes puff of blunt and vaporizes kids bully in one punch. So this one time I looked in the mirror. I know you're making a joke, but sometimes there's truth in jest. So maybe you need to hear this. You are not a loser, so please don't tell yourself that. A loser would never admit it, so be nice to you. Ranzi on Reddit, okay? You deserve it, I promise. I needed that. Thanks. Bringing themselves up in conversations that weren't about them, or forcefully trying to change the subject to themselves, things they want to talk about. I always get anxiety talking to people and trying to bring up my anecdote, because I'm worried it's coming off as conceited. I'm just trying to share my experiences too, trying to relate. Talking about your experiences when they're relevant is all good. I'm talking about when people go out of their way to talk about themselves when it isn't relevant, and clear the person just wants to hear themselves talk. Changing the rules of a game to benefit themselves. I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Shitting on people because of the class they were born into. I'm getting real sick of people treating my friend from the South like white trash because he was born into poverty. White trash is a state of mind, not an accident of birth. I was born into poverty as well, but was raised never to believe it defined my future. So glad my parents had the right attitude. Exactly. My next-door neighbors are a perfect example of this. They don't live in poverty but make the choice never mow the lawn, pick up the trash or kids' toys all over the yard, or have junk cars sitting around. It costs nothing to clean up the yard and very little to mow the tiny yard, but still won't do it. Beep. They have had a happy birthday sign hanging on the front of their garage for at least a year and a half. People who refuse to better themselves. People who are proud of the fact that they can't clean, cook, act like an adult. Spending your days napping and guarding a banana stash. I see what you did there. Anything that screams look at me or I'm a winner pride in aspects of yourself that aren't of your choosing. Allegiance to a group without any critical evaluation of that group's purpose, actions, history, or affiliations. Pride in things like being uninformed, disengaged, incurious, or ignorant. Basing one's sense of self off others' opinions. Placing more importance on appearance than substance. Don't you know who I am? I'm the juggernaut, living above your means to look cool, or to keep up with trends and constantly borrowing cash to keep yourself from starving instead of using the money you earned. Social climbing, basically. Bullying a kid when you're an adult. A mother of a kid of my class accused me of fatally injuring one of their sheep. I was 8 and my friend 6. We were just petting them. Plus the ground they were grazing on was the ground that my dad was leasing to them. She was furious and called us names. Still don't know why she thought scaring little kids to death over petting animals was a good thing to do. Being obsessed with winning, needing to win everything, or always one-upping in a conversation. That just screams unhealthy insecurity to me. I hate one-upping more than you do. I hate one-upping more than anyone. Everyone says so. Just last week I spoke to some excellent people and you know what they said to me? They said, Commander 321, you hate one-upping more than anyone I know. And I do. Just look at these guys. They don't hate one-upping. In fact, I bet they one-up like you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe it how much they one-up. Whenever I get catcalled, I assume the man who did it is a loser. And you are correct every time. My username honestly, but 6 years of using it, why stop now? People who rev their engines through neighborhoods at night. Our neighborhood had some drama about this recently. The mom of the girl this loud car guy was dating made an impressive display of defending him and his rights to have his car as loud as he wanted to. She suggested that those of us who don't like it should move rather than point out to him that it's rude. Sigh. When someone is legitimately losing in an online game and disconnect. Take your L and walk away. I'll see your DC and raise you. It surrenders the second the scales tip slightly in the opponent's favor. Seriously, I've had so many comeback victories in games, be it team or solo-based games. People who throw in the towel just because they aren't steamrolling the enemy the whole game are just sad. Truck nuts. Not being able to lose gracefully. When someone who is living in a house that isn't their own, they don't have a job to help pay bills and still try to act like they own the place and can control everything in it. AKA my brother-in-law is a complete and total loser, still living at his mother's house and acting like he's doing my mill a favor by living there. He's 28 by the way. Yeah, but it's also up to your mill to sort that out. She can start by giving him an ultimatum, get a job and help me out, or find somewhere else to live. Normally I would agree, but she is scared of him. Bullying people and threats of force. Abusing the modicum of power that comes with being a Reddit mod admin. Being cruel. Whether you're a powerless person who lays into anybody who can't get away, or a powerful one with the strength and resources to do better, using whatever power you have to make life miserable for someone else is a sure mark of a loser. Beck. Unfamiliar with that one? The non-alcoholic beer or the music artist? Edit. Of course it dawned on me just after hitting post. Letting this one here so you can have a laugh. High-rise trucks and bass loud enough to hear from down the street. If your bass is noisy, it probably just wants to be returned to the water. Take me to the river, drop me in the water, take me to the river, dip me in the water. Using the word alpha because you have a beard. I've never seen anyone who's actually alpha refer to themselves as alpha. People that leave dogs chained up. Obsessed with women while having ridiculous standards. Calling people loser. spending money that could be saved, invested on trying to project a lifestyle that you simply do not have, cannot afford. Looking back, I had so many friends and people I knew that did this. Woof. I understand this. Worked at a daycare where a mother couldn't be bothered to spend $1 at the dollar store across the street for her child's diaper rash that was steadily getting worse. Kiddo refused to pee due to weeping sores by the end of it. Yet mom smoked, had her nails done, had nice hair, and the newest cell phone. She was shocked that we called child services on her despite her having a doctor's appointment in a week. This being after a week and a half repeatedly asking her to bring in any kind of ointment for her kid. She expected her 3-year-old to just deal with it for almost 3 weeks. Like, if you got the money to project like you got it together, then you should actually have it together, especially if the price of entry is $1. I've never seen diaper rash cream for $1, but that's just ridiculous. Get a $10 tube that will last several months and it will heal the diaper rash in about 24 hours. Sad to think there are parents out there that would let their kids be in pain for weeks over something so easy to fix. A gangster limp walk with one arm swinging, but you grew up in a rich neighborhood. People that when talking to a military member say I could never join because the first time a drill instructor got in my face I would hit them. The first time a drill instructor got in my face I'd crumble like a wuss. Lol. Competitive complaining. People who play the flute in the middle of downtown square at 6 to 7 a.m. and wakes everyone up. Also, they suck at playing the flute. I understand that only applies to the most specific subset of people, but beat those people. Stay inside and practice first. Yeah, beep **** losers. That Snorlax ain't moving itself, bro. Volunteering information about themselves so they can brag about things that totally happened. For example, I used to work with this one guy who claimed while walking, he was hit by a car and went through the windshield. Of course, because